Okay, so let's try to do this wrap here. This is what we call long Turk's head. So I'm going to show you how to do the top portion right here because I've already shown you how to do the middle. It's a ring bolt hitch, and obviously the bottom is the same as the top. So this is a long, difficult knot. So make sure that you have a lot of distraction-free time when you're doing this. So I'm going to start off at the top, and I'm going to start off with 3 pegs. The top peg will correspond to the opposite peg at the bottom. So I've kind of marked them off with tape. So this yellow one will correspond to the opposite peg on the bottom, and this red one will correspond to that opposite one on the bottom. So we wrap it all the way around, and come back down, go up, then back down to the yellow, then back up to the red, back down, and then back up when we're finished. And that's one wrap. So let's try to get started. I use these pegs and this nail and nailed it in so I can make a really nice tight wrap here. Not going to use a lot of cord for the first wrap because it gets a little messy and difficult. And since I'm showing you how to do this for the first time, you can go around as many times as you want. It's just going to determine how many fills that you get in the middle. So I'm going to go around about 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 3.5, and go around to the bottom. Just make them nice and even. So this is the corresponding opposite one from the top. Make them nice and even here. And then we go back up. Make it nice and tight, cinch it down. That's why I use the nails. And so since, this is important here, since we used 3 pegs, we are going to go over, under, as we go up. Now if we used an even number pegs, we would go all over. Odd number like 2 or 4, we'd go all over, and an even number we'd go all over, and odd number we go over, under. So I'm going to go over, then I'm going to go under here. So we're going under this line, cinch it down nice and tight. Now, not too tight, because you won't be able to get them under again. But so we just went under. So we're going to go over now. Since the previous one was in the middle, we're going to try to keep this one in the middle of the handle, just to make it nice and even. And now we're going to go under again. Going under. That kink out. You're going to get a lot of kinks. So we went under. Now we're going to go over. Again, trying to stay with that pattern in the middle. Then we go under. Get a little tight. There we go. So we just went under, so we go over. So we go over that one, and then we made it to the red one. And we're going to go around the red one and back down. Now this is the next important step. We're going to do the opposite of what the previous line was. So the previous line meaning the one that's going in the same direction that we're going, which is down. So this one's the previous line, and you can see we went over right here. So we're going to go under right here. Bear with me. So we'll go under. Again, allow yourself a lot of time to do this wrap. It's distraction free. This is not an easy one to do. And the next one, previous one went under, you see? So now we just go over. This one went over, so we go under. You can see a pattern starting to develop for this first line here of over, under, but it won't always be the same. And you'll see that in the following wrap, or in the following time going up, I mean. So we went under. Again, do yourself a little check, make sure it's nice and all these kinks are out of the way. Alright, so we went under, and just keep following that previous line, so making sure that it went under. So we're going to go over. Previous line here went over, so we go under. Nice and easy. There we go. Alright. Alright, so we follow that previous one and then went under, so we go over. Alright, so since there's no previous line, this is the time we follow the pattern. And since previous one was over, and we're doing the pattern over under, we go under here. See? We went over, so now we go under. This wrap's really easy to get confused if you got somebody, if you got kids trying to bother you. So find yourself in a room somewhere and do this wrap here. So my tape didn't work out too well. It kind of fell off, but this was my red one that we started on this wrap down. And this is the opposite, corresponding opposite peg. So we're going to go back up. And again, we just follow the previous line. So in the same direction. So the line that's going up, take a time, make it a little even right here. So make sure we're all nice and spaced out evenly. So now going back up, we follow the previous line that was going up from us. So this one went over, right? This line here went over. So we go under. And again, we'll probably see a little different pattern. It won't be over under every time, but it'll be a pattern. Say it'll be like 2 over, 2 under, 2 over, 2 under. All right, so this one went over. We went under. This one is under, so we go over. This one's under, so we go over. This one's over and over, so we're going to go under and under. Okay. Remember how we stopped at the bottom and then one off there, so alright, so we went under. Alright, follow that previous one, make sure we're still on track here. So it goes over or under, so we're going over, and then it goes over, and we go under. Alright, so now it goes under, so we go over, and then it goes over, previous line goes over, so we go under and under, following that pattern of over, under. Get that kink out of the way. Alright, so we went under. Since there's no previous one, we went under. Right, we're going to just go over one time, hit our yellow peg, and we're going to go back down. But unfortunately, my line's too short, so, but we still have to go down and back up again. But fortunately, it's really easy to do. When you run out of line, what I like to do is just nail it in and get some more line and start again if I run out. So that's what's good about this wrap. Alright, so what I did is I went ahead and I finished going back down and back up again, just following the previous line before it. I didn't think I needed to show you that, so made it all nice and even here. Looks pretty good. I'm going to start with a different color here, and this is the easy part. You just follow pick one and you just follow it. Follow that same one. So we're going to have some time where we fast forward here. So bear with me. I don't think you guys need to see every single bit of it, but in case you want to see it, it's there. It's just a little faster. But you're just all you're doing is you're following the previous, or you're just following that line that you're on here. And so we went under, so we're gonna go under again. So take a moment here to just say that the number of times that you wrapped around. Remember we went like 3.5 times around. If you went like 4.5 or 5.5, these you see less wood showing in the paddle. So it depends on just how many colors you want to put in your paddle. On the one that you see there in the frame at the top, there's 5. I think there's 6 lines actually. So there's two gray, 2 green, and 2 gray. On this one, since I think I only did 2 times around on that one, or maybe just 3, and I did 3.5 here. So on that one, on the one that we're doing now, there'll only be about 3 lines showing between each. So again, the number of times you just go around is going to be how many all these kinks you want to get out of the way there. That's why I don't like to use a lot of cord at once, because you're going to end up with a lot of kinks. All right, so just following it down with the color. Those kinks out of the way. And again, just allow yourself plenty of time to do this wrap. It's not easy. The first time I did this wrap, I was watching my kids, and they needed some juice. They needed to go to the bathroom, and I messed it up really bad. So just kind of lost track of where I was, what the previous line was, like I said, and I had to do it like 3 or 4 times before I finally got it down. It's just frustrating. So make sure you allow yourself ample time to do this wrap if you're going to tackle it. So let's just keep following this, just to give you guys a good show on what it's starting to look like and how easy this wrap can be. You can do this on I've seen them on walking sticks. I've seen them on ladders. So here we go. Get those kinks out of the way. Just keep working the line. And again, don't make it too tight. I mean, make it tight, but you don't want to cinch down on it with everything that you have, because then you won't be able to get the line underneath when you need to. So just make sure it's not a complete soup sandwich there when you're wrapping it. All right, so I think I'll show you what we do when we get down here to the bottom, and then that'll be about it. So go all the way, get this all the way through there. All right, so now we're at the bottom. Make sure, give it a sanity check, make sure it's all nice and even. And then, so this green paracord has to fit underneath the gray one, but I got a nail there, and it can't really fit under there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that nail, and then I'm going to staple the gray line down. So I use this staple gun after I pull the nail. Pull the nail, then I'm going to just kind of cinch that down as best I can. Staple it down. and then just put my nail back in a little higher, so I can so it just keeps my paracord down. Because if I don't put this nail back in to keep that paracord down, this is going to almost be like an accordion, and it's all going to just go towards the middle. So I need these nails to kind of hold it in place until I get the whole wrap filled in the middle. Okay, so that's really the gist of it. Not too much after that. You just follow along, keep keep working the lines back through. Okay, with that, I hope you enjoyed this wrap. Good luck, and let me know how it goes.